Finally, when night fell, a welcome banquet was held. Will I be able to do it well? Lucina toured the courtyard that was used as a banquet hall and did a final inspection. Lady Lucina, cheer up, the preparations are perfect. Thank you, Titi. But why is my heart beating fast? Not only is it stressful, but it's also painful. This was the first event held since becoming queen, and Tayar's national wealth depended on it, so the slightest negligence could not be tolerated. Right, I can do it well. Soon drums sounded, signaling the start of the banquet. Knights wearing white military uniforms and tunics with a moon pattern, the symbol of Cameroon, entered. Perhaps they were the temple knights protecting the Holy Emperor. Are those people from the Holy Knights? They are wearing a strange outfit. The strong and sturdy spirit is very impressive. When McCann and the Holy Emperor finally appeared, the guests continued to cheer. Not only did he have shining blonde hair and chiseled features, he was also a young man who looked youthful or in the prime of his years. People were not only surprised to see Xiang Huanji for the first time, but they were also stunned. Hokan guided the Holy Emperor to a seat next to him, and he was also very polite. A small murmur emerged from the living room facing the crowd. Who would consider him a prosperous person over 80 years old? Of course, if you look at his appearance, it is true that he is not an ordinary person. But he doesn't look like the wise man we know. Oh my God! Titi rushed over and whispered in Lucin's ear. Didn't they say Brian's Holy Emperor is incredibly old? Yeah, I thought the same. But he looks so young. His expression was dignified and his gait graceful. However, he did not look weak, and his sacred yet powerful energy overwhelmed the person. What should I say? Do you think it's a different power from Hokan's strong spirit? In short, he is a man as beautiful as a picture. At that time, Hokan pointed at Lucina. She met directly with Hokan's bright eyes, and he smiled gently at Lucina. Titi, I will go and greet the Holy Emperor. Yes, Lady Lucina. Your Majesty, allow me to introduce you to my wife. Greetings to the Holy Emperor. I'm pleased to meet you, Your Majesty. Thank God I didn't stutter. Lucina responded by slightly lowering her head. Like Hokan, Lucina also showed great respect for the Holy Emperor. Lucina, nice to meet you. Xiang Wang called Lucina affectionately, as if he had just met her yesterday. The Holy Emperor approached Lucina without hesitation. Not long after, he gently kissed the back of Lucina's hand. There was no hesitation, as if there was no one around. On the other hand, Hakan didn't lose his smile on the outside even before the banquet started, but his expression was a little stiff. I read the letter Lucina sent. Did you read my letter? There were a lot of incorrect letters that needed to be corrected. The content was also childish. The Emperor had read the letter he sent. I'm grateful you read it because the letter wasn't important, but you even remembered my name. For some reason, I feel like everything will turn out well. I came to Tayar after reading the letter from Lucina. As the Holy Emperor spoke increasingly unintelligible words, his hot blue eyes were so beautiful that it was impossible to look away from them. And I feel like I can believe what he says, even if it's a lie. Because of that letter, Your Majesty, the dancers have prepared a dance for you. Hokan brought Lucina towards him as if she had been scared loose. Following this, a dinner is prepared, and thereafter, we can discuss regarding the relics together. He was quite surprised. He didn't expect the Holy Emperor to show so much interest in a woman. Ah, the Holy Relic. I think it would be difficult to discuss that right now. The reason I came to Tayar is because I wanted to talk to Lucina. You mean my wife? Yes. After the dinner is over, please make time for me and Lucina to talk alone. He came to Tayar not because of a holy relic, but because of me. When they finally reached the main palace, Lucina invited the Holy Emperor to the Queen's palace. I was very surprised, but I was more worried about Hokan, whose face was turning white at that time. What on earth are they two going to talk about alone? Did you hear any news while bringing the Holy Emperor? Hokan glared at Turan, who was standing in front of him with a cold face. Huh? Turan looked at Hokan in confusion. The reason for coming to Tayar, is he really here just for Lucina? Or again, is there something else up his sleeve? Well, I heard from the Holy Knights that as soon as the Holy Emperor read the letter of Lady Lucina, he decided to come to Tayar. So he really came to see Lucina? You mean the Holy Emperor didn't come because of diplomatic documents, but because of Lucina's letter? Could it be that the Emperor's heart was touched by Lucina's letter? That's annoying. Now that I think about it, it's strange. Lady Lucina requested a holy relic. I thought he would naturally grant Lady Lucina's request, but it seems that isn't the case. Could it be that the Holy Emperor is interested in Lucina's healing power? Is it really the case? Come to think of it, Lucina wrote about her healing powers in that letter. It's only natural for him to be interested if it's related to Lucina's power. No matter how young he look, what is the age difference between Holy Emperor and Lucina? I am afraid he is interested in Lucina. Let's not come to any conclusion. I'll have to wait inside for their talks to end. Lucina, can you tell me about your childhood? He spoke carefully. This is because I only vaguely heard about Lucina's growth story from Håkon, so I know it's hard to say it myself. That? Sure enough, Lucina's skin darkened. In fact, I had no intention of selling my miserable childhood to gain other people's sympathy. It was a nightmare that I didn't want to reveal. Don't worry, I know the story roughly. I'm just quite earnestly concerned and worried. I'm curious about when Lucina started having the healing powers. Håkon was afraid that the Emperor might mistake my words, so Håkon told him in advance. As you know, I am an illegitimate daughter of Baron Berg. That's why the Baroness hates me, as she often scolded me and hit me. There are some parts where my emotions get stronger, and there are parts I don't want to say out loud anymore. When I touched my injured areas, the wounds started to heal on their own. But even after realizing that I have had healing powers, didn't use them often. Were you afraid of being hit again after your wounds healed? Yes. There was a sad silence between Lucina and Andrea. He said he wanted to hear it, so he brought it up, but it wasn't easy to talk calmly all the time. Have you ever resented your parents? I never had that thought, because surviving each day was my top priority. And if my mother was a good person, she wouldn't have abandoned me in the first place. Andrea, who had long lost her warm smile when Lucina spoke, seemed lost in thought. I am sorry. Pardon? It was only then that Lucina woke up from her deep thoughts and came out. I was depressed for a while because I was drowning in bad memories. I should have come here earlier. At that time, the Holy Emperor looked at Lucina with great guilt. He apologized repeatedly, perhaps because he was too empathetic with my memories. Lucina felt embarrassed by the Holy Emperor's attitude. Why is he feeling sorry for me? I am all fine now, because I now have Håkon with me. I just find it strange that he talks to me as if he is my parent and he has something to regret, but I immediately understood it. Andrea is like a father to Cimmerians. It looks like the King of Tyr is treating Lucina well. Yes. Håkon and I, we truly love each other. Lucina expressed her honest feelings. I have learned a lot from him. He healed me when I was hurt, making me happy by his side. Lucina, it's okay to be honest with me. Are you really satisfied living here? Back to Håkon and Turan. I told you to not worry. Håkon walked forward without even listening to everything Turan said. Come to think of it, I heard that the Holy Emperor has a woman he loves. Are you sure? Yes, she is like the spirit of the moon, white and beautiful from head to toe. It could be that the only woman he has ever loved looks exactly like Lucina, so when he sees her, his emotions become intense and memories of old loves resurface. The Holy Emperor loves a woman who resembles Lucina. He said his bad feeling was right. To be honest, I was worried that Xiangguang would show a big fish interest in Lucina.